Hello and welcome to Do I Like It, a Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. I am Garima Sadhwani and in this episode I will tell you, do I like Sthal? Sthal is a 2023 Marathi language film by Jayant Digambar Somalkar. It premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival this year, was selected in the festival's Discovery program. Before I tell you more about the film though, I'd like to tell you that you can check out other episodes from this series as well as other podcasts from the Quint on our website, YouTube channel or wherever you catch your podcasts from. Okay, so diving right into the film up. Sthal follows the life of Savita, played by a brilliant Nandini Chikte, who is determined to become an officer and pave the way for a brighter future for herself. Par. As the film's synopsis puts it, एक ऐसी society where the relentless pursuit of a girl's marriage overshadows the very sustenance of life. Do her dreams even matter? Sthal doesn't answer this question for you. It poses 100 more questions, in fact. The film opens with a dream sequence. Savita is a young girl in her early 20s. She sits along with 10 other women in a small room and interviews a potential suitor. She is assertive. The women around her are giggling and they are free. बहुत कोई radical चीज़ नहीं है ये. It's simple, it's basic. But for a girl in rural Maharashtra, it's a far-fetched dream. तो सपना वही रह जाता है बस, एक सपना. And that sets the tone for the film ahead. There are a lot of hurdles in the way of Savita's dream, which takes a back seat as a family lines up suitors for her. But the beauty of Somalkar's gaze is such that even when you know Savita's aspirations are being sacrificed at the altar by her own folks, there's not a moment where you think of them as villains. This is actually a welcome trend in a lot of films lately, where the director's gaze is so kind that you realize that actually everyone is a victim of society rather than, being a bad character generally. And you see it throughout the film. I mean, of course, कुछ characters हैं जो बिल्कुल plain black हैं, उनके लिए grey की गुंजाइश नहीं है. But for the others, there's a clear line of grey. For instance, Savita's father, Daulat Rao, played by Taranath Khiratkar, who is a cotton farmer, gives it his all to secure a future for her. But Savita is dark complexioned, she is short, and she is a farmer's daughter. That is more than enough for suitors to reject her. Somalkar depicts these deep-rooted issues in society like colorism and class bias without making a hue and cry about it. कोई ऐसे बहुत monologues नहीं है उस पे, but it's conveyed in a beautiful, subtle manner. The film doesn't exaggerate. In a very literal sense, Somalkar is showing a mirror to society, and it's best depicted on screen by Khiratkar, who portrays the father's vulnerability so subtly yet strongly that it breaks your heart. But while showing a mirror, Sthal doesn't just take a stand against patriarchy. The film delves into multiple relevant societal issues, all woven intricately into the film, and then it does justice to all of them. Be it the demand for dowry, the many struggles of farmers, unemployment, or the performative liberalism that could very well have been a predatory trap. In fact, Somalkar ने एक satirical take लेते हुए patriarchy पे एक specific sequence कई दफा repeat किया है. That whole dance of entertaining suitors, answering the same questions again and again, and waiting as the men make the decisions while the women serve from behind the curtains of the kitchen. The comedic effect of this comes out brilliantly in the film. But honestly, for me, the one thing that stands out in Sthal is that despite all of this, Somalkar has given space for romance and love to blossom in this small village in Maharashtra. It could be unrequited, it could be unacceptable to society, but it's there. एक उम्मीद की तरह. मतलब एकदम स्लो मोशन में बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक बजता है जब आप देखते हो अपने लव इंटरेस्ट को. पीक हिंदी सिनेमा एकदम. The interesting thing with Sthal is also that you think you can anticipate what's going to happen next. And for the most part, you can. इतना सच दिखा दिया है पिक्चर में कि एकदम न्यूज़ डॉक्यूमेंट्री हो सकती थी ये. But the director's genius is that even when you foreshadow the next plot point and you wait for the rebellion, you're taken aback by the suddenness of the climax. There's a moment of awe, of wonder, of fear for Savita. and in just a moment's time, it's all overstripped by cinema's glory. So answering the big question now, do I like Sthal? Yes. Would I recommend it to you guys? 100%. With a story that tugs at your heartstrings, a pace that keeps reminding you just how layered our lives are, and a cast that gives its all to the film. I mean, you won't believe that most of them were facing a camera for the first time. Sthal, जो कि सोमालकर की debut feature film है, stays with you. It might haunt you for all you know, but the film stays.